Welcome everyone, welcome to another episode of Don's Discount Gaming in Studio. Look at this, it's quite fancy indeed, and I'm glad you're joining me because today we have a very special in-studio guest. Yes, this nondescript, somewhat mysterious box arrived at my house not long ago. A limited run box. Now, what's inside is in fact one of the greatest games ever made in the history of video games. I think it's absolutely fabulous. So fabulous, in fact, that when they announced special physical edition with all kinds of extra little bonus items, I was excited. I made the purchase. But you know how limited run works. You put your order in and you don't receive the actual game for sometimes quite a bit later. I forgot what this special edition comes with because I ordered it so long ago. I thought, let's do this together. Let's have some fun, okay? Without further ado, one of the greatest games ever released in the history of video games.
Let's do it.
Bring it out, baby. Yes. Yes. What is it? Yes, behold. Huntdown, okay? Now, many of you may know what this game is all about, but if you don't, it is a 2020 side-scrolling action shooter. You've got platforming, you've got stealth. It has beautiful hand-animated and drawn pixel art based on 80s kind of action movies, Americana kind of 80s action flicks. It has an unbelievably wonderful electronic synth kind of soundtrack. Every part of this game just is perfectly connected as one fine package. I love Huntdown, and here I have the collector's edition. As you can see, this was made by a very small team, okay? Easy Trigger Games, small group, very talented team put this game together, published by Coffee Stain, okay? Let's cut this baby open and find out what's inside. Let's break the seal. I know a lot of people are not gonna like what they're gonna see here because I'm breaking the seal instantly, bringing down the value of, the purchased item. We all know this. However, this is an item I'm never going to sell. This is an item I'm going to keep for my lifetime. There it is. I'm breaking the seal. I'm not going to resell this baby. I'm going to pass this on to the next generation. One day I'll say, son, this is a good game. Go hunt down some bad guys, okay? Clean up the underworld, son. This is what you need to check out. Hunt down, ripping off the cellophane. It feels pretty good, actually. And it looks like they've got this sort of tray design. Okay, I'm sliding out the inner box, and immediately I'm met with the greeting, crime doesn't pay unless you're a bounty hunter. And of course, this is referring to you play one of 3 bounty hunters, okay, clearing out the underworld. Like I said, everything from just petty, feral misfits in the street to organized groups, a kind of hockey gang, kind of gangs, sort of like a la the Warriors, okay? There's a lot of specific 80s references in this game also. A lot of good secrets, too. I love this game. Let's open it up, and here it is, okay? Right on the cover of the collector's edition. When you pop it open, they've got this weathered effect on the corners and the edges, which is very cool. Look at this. They sort of make it look already like it's an old weathered container. I'm going to put this right here so you can enjoy some of the cover art while I open up this collector's edition and see what's inside. Pop. Oh my, I had already forgotten. I'd already forgotten what they put in this thing. It's so cool. Wait till you see some of the stuff in here, okay? First, this is cool. A cassette tape, okay? This is what people listen to. This is how people consumed music in the 80s, okay? They listened to it on these cassette tapes, and this is a cassette tape of the original soundtrack, composed by Tommy Gustafson, okay? This guy is one of the leaders, one of the founders of Easy Trigger Games, but he also did all the music in the game, an unbelievable soundtrack. It's available actually on Amazon Music, things like that. I really recommend you check out the soundtrack. It's one of the greatest ever. Let's look inside. It's a cool black cassette tape. I don't think I have a cassette player anywhere. I'm gonna have to track down a cassette player. I'm gonna have to go hitchhiking and maybe catch a ride in some old car that has a cassette player. And I'm gonna say, look, pop this in. Let's have a nice drive, okay? Nice little tape right there, cassette tape. What's next inside the box? John Sawyer, Bounty Hunter. Here he is, an action figure, an 80s style action figure. In fact, they've given us here. This is so cool. This is actually who I played through the whole game with at first. So this is very cool that they included his action figure, 2 little guns, some nice art, posable. It looks like it has, you know, kind of standard minimal articulation. It bends at the elbows. Looks like the head might turn. The back. When I used to get action figures as a kid, I loved to look at the back of these things, and I loved when they did things like this. Look at this. It features little profile pictures of a lot of the characters in the game. In fact, you know who it is? It's all the bosses in the game. One of the awesome things about this game, Huntdown, is each level has a rad boss at the end of the level. So it's 20 levels, 20 bosses in the game. I love how it's designed. And so on the back of this, you see the digital profile picture of each boss. You can go through them and remember the good times you had. This is awesome. Crime doesn't pay unless you're a bounty hunter. So now I got myself an action figure to go up on the shelf, you know, a nice little decoration. What else is inside this box? Pop it out. Next up, the Switch game itself, okay, and the standard Switch packaging, as you can see. Nothing too out of the ordinary as far as I can tell. Great cover art again. I may never open this unless something happens to the internet, the apocalypse. I can't get onto my Nintendo account, my Steam account. I know I have a physical edition of Huntdown that I can still play. In an apocalyptic future where we need to return to physical media, I've got a good game here to play. Let's see what else they have. Okay, metal button set. 3 buttons. Each bounty hunter is featured. Maybe I'll open this up. Maybe I'll actually pin some of these buttons to something. Might be neat to put one of these Huntdown buttons on something at some point. Now, what's this? Oh, an instruction manual. This is very cool. The 3 main characters, John Sawyer, Anaconda, and Mo-Man. Okay, on the next page, all the classic movement instructions, how to play the game. I used to love looking at these things as a little kid. One of my favorite things to do, my mom would take me to the store, I'd get a new game, and on the ride home, I'd just slowly flip through that instruction book over and over and over. And this is a nice one, a bunch of the pixel art. Here they have a whole list of all the weapons you can get. This is one of the greatest things about this game. There are so many weapons to have. They are all so unique and fun to use. They're just excellent, and there's a whole lot of them available here, including a Stratocaster. They call it the Strata Disaster. It's a Stratocaster guitar that you bash over people's heads, and it's a lot of fun, trust me. Here it has profiles of all the gangs, all the leaders, so this is each level boss. So like I said, 20 bosses, 20 levels, the different gangs. The Shogun, one of the final bosses, that's who's featured on the front of this cassette tape, sort of silhouetted out, the Shogun. He's tough, okay? It's an epic final battle, too. It builds up. You think 20 bosses, how are they going to end it? Trust me, they escalate very nicely. So I got the instruction book. What's next? Another 80s kind of thing. Pins were big in the 80s. Another thing that were big in the 80s, patches. Each one is a logo with the name of the particular gang. So these are actually sick as hell. I actually want to open these now because I want you to see them real fast because they're such rad designs. Look at the heat seekers. These are these guys that kind of control this construction sites, construction zones and stuff, highways and stuff that you battle them on. The number 1 suspects, okay? These guys are the final gang you face, okay? They're in a real neon, upscale part of town. There's a casino you go through. The hoodlum dolls, okay? I love the writing with the skull and crossbones design, bright pink, and of course the misconducts, goon, all right? The fist with the brass knuckles. Absolutely very nice patches. Maybe I'll find somewhere to stick those. Who knows? This is one of the main reasons I purchased this deluxe edition. The Art of Huntdown by Marcus Journer and Tommy Gustafsson. And they've done all the art here. I'm gonna read you the back to give you their description of Huntdown. Huntdown is our twisted love letter to the 80s action movies and classic arcade games. We took a painstaking approach to the design. The game engine for Huntdown was programmed from scratch, and all of the pixels are animated by hand to recreate these iconic visuals. Huntdown might look and feel like a classic arcade game, but the highly detailed animation on our effects and sprites really delivers a modern flourish to our nostalgic action comedy arcade shooter. We poured our blood, sweat, and tears into even the most subtle animations in this game, which is where some think Huntdown shines the most. Thank you both, and to the entire team over there, everyone who had a part in putting together Huntdown. You can feel the love put into this game. It is so good. This art book is going to be stunning. I mean, this is the kind of game that you take a knee in over and over and over again just to appreciate the art. And as you can see, it is the actual pixel art printed. Very nice. It's not a giant book, but it's a good size book. It's got vehicles, it's got pictures of the different gangs. I'm gonna really enjoy flipping through this thing. I love the art in Huntdown. They have a bunch of background panels. Oh, the backgrounds in this game are just hypnotically beautiful. You'll see background elements in one level that you end up arriving at in a further level. The game is so well thought out, so connected. Some different logo designs they put in here, title designs for Huntdown. Very nice. Oh my goodness, look at this. They put in some pictures of the arcade machine. They created an arcade machine. They had some kind of contest to win this thing. It would be a freaking dream come true if I had this arcade machine. I mean, it's a nice one. At least I got some pictures of it. That's pretty nice. Look at this. It's absolutely beautiful. I'm gonna have a lot of fun looking through this thing. As you can see, this package so far is absolutely stocked to the gills, but there's one last thing they threw in here. Bring it out. Let's take a look one more time, everybody. Oh, an awesome double-sided poster for Huntdown. Oh, this is sick. I don't know if I've seen this exact image, actually. This is the cover art, which is absolutely freaking awesome. Look at this. It is so rad. I love this cover art. But then on the back, they've got this other image, which I have never seen, I don't think. I've never quite seen this composition. It's a beautiful poster. I mean, look at the art. Anaconda featured prominently on the top. Wow, that is pretty. This is something I wish was not folded. It breaks my heart that it's folded because you got creases in it that you can probably never completely remove. So that's a shame. However, I'm gonna get this thing framed. I will 100% get this thing framed and I'm gonna hang that somewhere. This is an absolute treasure. Huntdown. This is exciting. More cool stuff in there than I remembered when I ordered it. Thank you for joining me in studio for this Don's Discount Gaming. I would say this thing is priceless. This thing is priceless. I'm never selling. Cheers. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you next time. Let it rip. Here we are.